Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Welcome to our questions and answers segment. You guys asked me a lot of questions on Instagram, so I'm trying to get replies done and put them back out on YouTube, and then so you guys can get your answers from your questions. So I don't have any of the usernames. I screenshot all this stuff, but I don't know what happened. So if this is your question, I apologize for not having your username, but we'll try to get them out on the next one. Okay? All right, here we go. What's your continued drive as a deck builder to be so passionate about the industry? I always try to find something fun or unique that I can build into my designs. A lot of my clients are down for a unique feature in their deck. So it kind of keeps me going. As I get older, I feel like I really need to push my boundaries and continue further and further ahead as an innovative deck builder, and just keep creating. Lots of curves, lots of circles, a lot of deck board bending, a lot of lit glass, really cool stuff, curved glass, anything I can think of that will make something more amazing for my client. Somebody wants to know, how did you get into deck building? Well, when I was 18 years old, graduated high school, I worked for a management company that took care of multiple units of apartment complexes all over the Puget Sound region. And I used to be on a team of people in construction that did all the repair of decks, rotten decks, tore out, just nasty, dilapidated, just the worst rotten decks I've ever seen in my life. And several times almost perished because of it. But that's where I got my start. And then I moved to Reno, Nevada for a couple years. That's where I met my wife, Mrs. Dr. Dex. And worked for my dad. That didn't work out at the time, so then I moved back to Washington State, where I'm from. It's where I'm native, and started Dr. Dex. And that was when I was 21 years old, and I'm 49 now, so I've been doing this for almost 30 years, and pretty much went to the School of Hard Knocks. Just always had a passion for building and creating unique and amazing things, but that's how I got started. What is the minimum size job or / budget you take on? Well, beggars can't be choosers. So if we have a lot of projects scheduled, I may not be able to take any projects. That's the hardest thing, is like if you have really, you have a client that really wants to knock it out of the park, but they want it done in July and you're booked into October, I don't know what to say to these people except please wait. But I can take a job as small as $2,000 to $3,000 if it makes sense. So it just has to make sense with the time that I have with my team, and we can go up from there. Tips on pushing through and grinding quotes when you're exhausted from being on the tools. This is one I've been struggling with a lot lately. Usually I try to grind out a couple bids during the week and the evening time, but lately I've been so tired when I get home that, especially winter, it seems like the weather just grinds you out pretty hard. I usually do all my bids. I go on my estimates during the week, and then I try to complete them on the weekends. I would say about every hour, take a break if you can. Don't sit there for 4 hours straight. Get up, walk around, do something. Separate yourself from the work once an hour would probably be my best tip. And it's sleep. Get a good night's sleep if you can. Sometimes just finishing one proposal instead of working on several all the same time, if you just get one done and sent out, it gives you the energy to continue to do more. So if you're on a roll, stick with it. But if you just can't focus, then get up, walk away, go do something else, and then come back to it. Okay, here's one. Do you typically charge clients to render a deck design, or is that built into the estimate? No, I do estimates two ways. One is with a QuickBooks bid, which is done and is strictly numbers. That's it. Those are complimentary. If you want a 3D rendering from me, you're going to have to pay for it, and that just goes accordingly to my rate and how many hours I have designing the deck. How did you transition from simple projects to the custom decks you build today? I guess as I've gotten better with my skills and my opportunities have presented themselves, I've just kept reaching further and further. I've taken a lot of risks. Most of them have paid off. I've never risked structure. I've never said, let's see if we can span this beam this far without a post. I've never done things like that. I've pushed a few cantilevers before, But when I started designing on deck software and really was able to put it on a computer and draw it out with circles and just really get out there, and then realize, hey, I could build this. That's when I really started transitioning from ordinary deck builder into an artist. So get yourself some really good design software that you can play with and just keep grinding on it until you get decent at it enough to where you can show a client, like, hey man, check this out. You can do a simple square, or you can build the most badass deck you've ever seen in your entire life. It's up to you. And then you got to figure out how to charge for it.